Can't hear you.
Mayor Rep.
This sounds not working. Not muted, so.
She is muted.
On her end, yes.
No.
Mayor Rep, why don't you leave the meeting and then click back in and it should reset your audio. So if you exit out real quick and then jump back in.
She's trying to.
Can you hear us? Okay. Okay, she's gonna leave and come back. We can make fun of her until she gets back on.
I was just thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to say it, so I'm glad you did.
Terry, when she comes back on, you say, and in conclusion.
There she is. Let's see if she's figured it out here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yay.
Boy, that was a lot of work. And I don't know why, because I was okay before and I think because I put my ear pods,
Your buds in, yeah.
Yeah.
buds in, and then when it killed it, I don't know why, so I had to go all the way back out again because it wasn't gonna do any good. Anyways, well, we'll call this meeting to order 3 minutes late, so it's 7:03. And I'll call it to order the meeting of Monday, March the 8th, and if the clerk would please take the roll.
Councilmember Archibald,
Here.
Councilmember Ashford,
Present.
Councilmember Lamb.
Here.
Councilmember Mosherek,
Here?
Councilmember Pemberton,
Here.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Here.
Mayor Rep.
I'm here, but I think I'm required to say where I'm at because I'm not in Port Huron, everybody else is, but I'm actually in Atlanta, Georgia. So I am remotely calling in.
Show off.
I know. Anyways, the next item, we have the minutes from the regular meeting of February 22nd and the special meeting of February 24th. Is there a motion to receive and file?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Councilmember Ashford, seconded by Councilmember Mosherek. I do believe you got your voice in there. Is there any changes to the minutes? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? None. The minutes will stand as submitted. We do have 2 public hearings tonight. If the clerk would please read the first one.
To hear comments on the proposed Michigan Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund grant application in an amount of up to $100,000 to assist with improvements at Sanborn Park and Nature Area. Following the hearing, council will consider a resolution to authorize the submission of the grant application. And if grant funds are awarded, authorize the acceptance of the offer and provide for the required local funding match.
I will open it up to anybody in the public that wishes to speak to this public hearing. I don't see anyone on the attendee list, but please speak up if you're out there, please.
They are not, it's just the department heads. Just real quickly, the reason why you see 2 grant applications that are almost identical is because they really are, but we're applying for two different pots of money. One is the passport fund and one is the trust fund. They're 2 different pots of money. So we're hoping that we score high enough in either one of those pots where they get awarded. So they're the same grant, just 2 different pots of money. It's
Okay.
to fund a new nature play structure that's currently at Sanborn Park.
Okay, thank you. Then I will declare the hearing closed as we had no public comment and ask for a motion to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Mayor Pro
Support.
Tem Ball, supported by Councilmember Ashford. Is there any discussion?
None other than to thank James for clarifying that, because I saw they both were the same. And so he clarified it because it's different categories that we're going for. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you. We will take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
She's muted.
You're muted.
Yes.
Councilmember Modrack,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes, we'll move on to public hearing number 2.
To hear comments on the proposed Michigan Department of Natural Resources Recreation Passport Fund, an amount of up to $100,000 to assist with the improvements at Sanborn Park and Nature Area. Following the hearing, council will consider a resolution to authorize the submission of the grant application, and if grant funds are awarded, authorize the acceptance of the offer and provide for the required local funding match.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the public hearing? And I didn't see anybody else add in there, so I will declare the public hearing closed. And is there a motion to adopt the resolution approving this?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, seconded by Councilmember Lamb. Is there any discussion?
Mayor Rep.
Yes, Councilmember Modrack.
James, with these being two different, I know it's probably not realistic, but is it possible that we would could get both of them?
We decline one.
I got you. Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Modrack,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
We need-
Councilmember Ashford. Is there a support? Councilmember
Support.
Pemberton. We'll take the vote.
Mayor Rep,
Yes.
we missed public hearing.
Pardon me?
No, I'm sorry.
I missed public comment, didn't I? I'm sorry, you know why? Because we're under public hearings and I was thinking, okay, nobody's out there. I don't need to go through this. But I do. So I'll open it up to public comment. And if there's anyone in the public who wishes to address the council this evening, please signify that you're in attendance. Don't see anyone, so we will declare that public comment is closed and move on. And we do have the motion and the second already for the consent agenda, so if there, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Modrack,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes, the items on the consent agenda authorizing the submission of a special liquor license application to the Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, Liquor Control Commission for the City of Port Huron's Rockin' the Rivers events on Thursday evenings and Friday, August 20th during the month of August at Keeper Park, and recommending the license be issued, and approving the reappointment of Sherry Smith to the Historic District Commission for a term to expire March the 10th, 2024. We will move on to from the city manager, number 1.
Accepting the quote from American Athletic in the amount of $7,601.50 for the purchase of an outdoor stationary cardio bike at Lighthouse Park with assistance from the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation and the Community Foundation of St. Clair County.
Is there a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Everybody at once. Councilmember Ashford, and I believe it was seconded with Councilmember Lamb. And is there discussion?
Yeah,
Just-
Mayor Rep,
Yes,
what would be,
Councilmember.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Councilmember.
Okay. It's like we're on delayed response.
I
okay.
know.
Yeah, is there a match to this of the 7,000?
This is part of a larger grant that we're working on at Lighthouse Beach. So we bought this equipment, but because it's over the threshold, we're coming back to you by this individual piece. But a part of our original grant agreement with the foundations, make an ADA accessible workout area and facility, essentially workout equipment, inclusive cardio bike will allow people for all different abilities workout equipment. So this is
Yeah,
part of a
but-
broader grant for the park.
Right, but the general fund, in terms of monies taken out of there, it wouldn't exceed, or we just have to wait and see. Is that what you're saying?
It was part of our broader match for the larger Lighthouse Beach grant package from Ralph C. Wilson, the Community Foundation. This is just a piece to go with that broader. I believe our grant was out to get with you either $50,000 or $100,000 for that entire project.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Any other questions? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Mosrak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes,
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 2 under from the city manager, please.
Accepting the sole source quote, Marysville Truck Equipment in the amount of $21,654.50 for the repair to a 1998 slug trailer used by the Solids Department at the wastewater treatment plant.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Councilmember Lamb, is there a second? Councilmember Mosrak. Is there any discussion?
yeah, Mayor Rep, is this, I know it's taken out of the motor vehicle pool. Was this a budgeted item also?
It'll be budgeted within our repairs budget, but it wasn't
Uh-huh.
specifically called out in the budget.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Any other questions, discussion?
Mayor Rep,
Yes, Councilmember Lamb.
am I correct in believing that this is not the first time this piece of equipment has had work done on it?
You are correct. We've had various repairs throughout the year, but we've evaluated the equipment and we think it's worth keeping and investing in.
Do we have any idea of what it would cost it for a new one?
For a trailer like that, I would guess somewhere between 225,000.
Okay, thank you.
Big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions, discussion? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Member Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes,
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 3.
Accepting the quote from AIS Construction Equipment Corporation in the amount of $10,902.11 for the rear engine replacement of the catch basin sewer cleaner, unit number 246, for use by the Utilities Division.
Is there a motion?
so move. Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Ashford. Is there any discussion?
That's a good example of routine maintenance. So we're a $100 million operating budget. This is just a routine maintenance item of minor repair that we would deal with. But because our purchasing threshold has not been updated since early 1990s, it's something that we'll probably address in our budget in the coming year to work on our threshold amount so that we can make these repairs without having to wait for a council meeting because they're repairs that we just normally would make. So again, an example of the threshold kind of impeding our ability to just make standard repairs that we otherwise would. So I just want to point that out. We'll address that at the budget resolution time.
Yeah, Mayor Rep.
Yes, Councilmember Ashford.
So James, in other words, this is sort of like preventive maintenance in the interim, right? Before we get,
Well, I mean, we got to repair the block for this.
right,
Yeah, I mean, this is something that this truck's worthy repair. This is a
Mhm.
no-brainer. We would clearly do this rather than spend $400,000 on a new rig. But because I would have signed off on this, but because of the purchasing threshold, I gotta wait and delay the repair to bring it to council because we haven't updated that threshold. So something we're gonna look at, but with COVID, we kind of kicked it, or so something we'll work at in the budget.
Yeah, but this would just buy us some time anyway.
Well, it's a pretty decent, it's a good investment. This is a decent piece of equipment. I think we invest $10,000, we'll get several more years of use out of that equipment.
Right, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes,
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosher,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We'll move on to resolutions. Number 1.
Authorizing 13 payments.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, second. Councilmember Mosher. Is there any questions on any of the payments? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
yes,
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosher,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We will move on to item 2 under resolutions.
Adopting the city council goals and policies for the 2021-22 fiscal year.
It's real. I need you to call me, please. Please call me.
Is there someone on the phone?
I'm sorry, that was me. I forgot, I was turning the ringer off.
Oh, okay, no problem. I just wasn't sure. Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Ruiz, is there any discussion on the goals and how they pegged out after we had our session?
Mayor Up.
Yes, Councilmember Ruiz.
More a comment than anything. I thought the goals were all good ones submitted. Couple that I thought weren't on my top grouping. That's the way it goes. But again, I thought they were all good. I think it's a sign of so many good things going on. I also like the language at the end of it where it said, whereas these goals are the ones prioritized, we are going to ignore the other ones that were there. I think that's good for our citizens to know. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there anyone else who has any comments? Seeing none, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes,
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosher,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 3.
Approving the proposal with Tetra Tech of Michigan PC for professional engineering services for improvements to control panels CP2 and CP3 at the wastewater treatment plant.
Is there a motion?
so move.
Councilmember Ashford, is there a second?
Support.
Second.
Councilmember Pemberton. Discussion, or James, would you like to give us a little oversight of this one,
It's
please?
just, it goes back to we have a plant that was built back in the 50s with upgrades in the 70s, and these control panels only last so long. At this point, they're getting so old that people are no longer sourcing repair parts for them. So it's time to change them out.
This was a
Okay,
project
this-
we expected though, right?
Yeah, it is. And this is in conjunction with the other repairs, upgrades. It's just been that time, 20, 30 years since we've done a lot of this, and we're going to see more of this in the future.
Right. Is there any questions or discussion?
If you'd like the gigawatt mechanical load calculations, I do have Witter on the line, but I could spare you my attention.
Like we'd ever understand all those.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. He can talk. Who knows if he's making it up?
Crazy.
Does anyone have any questions? Then we will move on for the vote, please.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, let me call you back, okay? I'm on a Zoom meeting.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna call you right back, okay? I just gotta vote. Okay, bye-bye.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We'll move on to item 4.
Approving the proposal with Tetra Tech of Michigan PC for professional engineering services for the improvements to the maintenance garage at the wastewater treatment plant.
Is there a motion?
So
So
move. I mean, support.
Councilmember Pemberton, supported by Councilmember Ashford. Is there any discussion?
This is the garage where we solve our towable generators, pickup stuff, supplies and additions, and also we do have security apparatuses out there as well from our police department.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Freed? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Mosherak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 5.
Approving the Fourth Amendment Agreement with Desmond Marine LLC to operate the River Street Marina through February 27th, 2024.
Is there a motion?
So
So
moved.
move. Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Ashford. City Manager Freed, would you like to?
Yep, no changes will be made to the agreement. To be quite honest, they're doing an excellent job. Customer service and satisfaction is very high. We have our marina is some of the record use last year, due in part because of COVID, but we're also seeing people come here as a destination now. They're no longer just coming, parking their boats for several days, enjoying our daily discovering Port Huron. I think a lot of that has to do with the culture that AV and their customer service apparatus has brought to the marina. I've heard people who've been down there for many years who are very pleased with the service. So revenue's up and they're doing a good job and we see no reason to change it. It's a 3-year extension and no other changes besides that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. They have been doing a great job down there, much improved from what we had for a while. So any other discussion? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. Item 6, please.
Approving the 3-year intergovernmental agreement with St. Clair County, to which Nancy Windsor will perform the duties of the St. Clair County Parks and Recreation Director.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Councilmember Mosherak, supported by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Do you want to perhaps go over that a little bit, please, James?
Yeah. The agreement you have with you is a 3-year agreement. It calls for a 50% split. And that split includes the fringe benefit rates, which is healthcare, retirement, and all the different stuff we provide to the director. There'll be a second agreement between the city manager and the director themselves stating that should anything happen, Nancy gets there and says, you know what, this is not what I like, or we say, hey, you know what, this isn't working out for us, or maybe the county says, hey, Nancy's annoying, take her back, whatever it may be. We can terminate this agreement, no harm, no foul. Nancy would revert back. The second agreement I have with Nancy, she'll revert back to her old wage and her old position. So this is one of the things about collaborations and pioneering a new partnership is if it doesn't work out, no harm, no foul. We all just go back to the way it was. But we're attempting to, this provides continuity of leadership between the city of Port Huron and having quality leadership at Parks and Recreation. It also provides a glide path that as Nancy gradually moves away from the city of Port Huron and retires in a few years, She will have a full-time role as well, so we don't lose that talent in the county. Nancy Windsor is probably, I would argue, the best Parks and Recreation Director in the state. She's a premier leader in recreation around the state of Michigan. She's highly sought after. She's not only highly sought after by other municipalities, and she's highly sought after by other nonprofits who would love to scoop her up in her talent and her innovation. Now, with that said, this will allow her to stay in the county, to continue serving the residents of this county, which is her passion. So really, this is a long-term plan of transition for Nancy. She is not leaving, for those who wonder. She's our golden goose, our golden child. She's not going anywhere. She will still be the Parks and Recreation Director here. We'll empower our division heads to handle more and more the day-to-day operations. And Nancy will move into a strategic planning role, like a CEO of those divisions, to strategically plan and cast a vision. And then we'll have capable division heads carry out that vision. With that said, we will invoice the county annually. 8,000. Tightly here so I get the exact 400. Again, that's on a fringe rate of 37%. We did have Todd Shouty, our city attorney, scribe this. He is also the attorney for the county. So he did not provide any guidance on this. He reviewed it, but he essentially took the wishes and desires between the county administrator and myself and scribed them into a legal forming agreement. With that said, I did send out if you wanted to have a second lawyer look at it, we could. I personally see no reason in that. It's a very simple agreement. But yeah, I can take your questions or your thoughts. I would not attempt this just any Parks and Recreation Director. I really believe that Nancy is capable of doing this. I'm not quite sure you could pull a director and have him do this. I believe in the person and the mission that Nancy can achieve this. She's very capable. She's one of the most talented people I know. We've thought long and hard about this before we brought it to council. Nancy and I have discussed a transition plan for more than a couple of years. And we've also discussed this for several months and what it would look like and how it would work. I want to make sure that she felt comfortable with it. And so it's important that we know that if we get 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year and a half into this, and it's not working out, we can simply terminate it and go back the old way. But with that said, we'll both save about $30 to $40 doing this, the city and the county. But again, it's really not about the potential savings. It's about the continuity of leadership. So yeah, that's what I got.
When does this actually start?
April 5th, which is a Monday.
Okay.
Now,
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for the city and for the county and for Nancy. So I'm fully in agreement with this. I don't know if anybody else has comments, please jump in. Any comments from anyone? Discussion?
Mayor Epp, if I could, just, I think the top priority for me is making sure that Nancy, that's the one I'm concerned about, then the county, and making sure that that's what she wants to do. I suspect that she's reviewed this and she, as James said, they've had good discussions, and I think it's going to be benefit both of us. I think it's a good move as long as that's what Nancy truly wants to do.
I agree. Anyone else?
I would just say that this is not unique. The county has intergovernmental agreements for various directors such as Veterans Affairs, Utilization. So this isn't the first department that would have a shared service agreement with another government or municipality. For instance, the Veterans Affairs directors in Lapeer, I believe, runs the Veterans Affairs department here.
And I would assume we would keep a close eye on how it's working out and, check every so often to make sure that everything's going well, correct?
Yeah. That's what I get paid to do. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
ultimately the buck stops with you there.
Yeah. Well, and my thing is, if you ask Nancy to go move a mountain, she will kill herself trying to do it. And I want to make sure that as this rolls out, we make sure that Nancy has the support and everything she needs to be successful, and to make sure that it's working out for her, because we don't. Nancy and I have discussed in depth is that, can we do this? What would this look like? Will you be able to go home at night at some point? And I think she's got a pretty good game plan. She's already talked with some division heads over at County Parks. She's had numerous meetings with Carrie Hepting. She's had full debriefings with staff here in the city of Port Huron to really talk about how this would work and what it's going to look like. So we feel we have a good action plan that not only protects city services, but also protects Nancy's mental health and well-being while attempting to do this, because Nancy's a trooper, and if you send her on a mission, she'll do it. But I want to make it a mission as possible.
Absolutely. Anything else from anyone? We
Mayor
will
Rapp,
take the- Yes, Mayor Pro
Sorry.
Tem. Well,
I see Nancy's on, and I don't
Yeah.
want to put her on the spot, and I know this is public, but I would like to hear from Nancy to, before we vote on this and say, okay, we agree to this, let's, maybe we could hear from her and that she is comfortable and is happy with the contract.
Okay, there she is.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, I'm very excited about the opportunity. Obviously, I've been at the city of Port Huron since I've been a small child, so I love the city of Port Huron. I've been here 30 years, almost as long as I've been alive, but I'm very excited about the opportunity to help the region as a whole. As I've told everyone, I won't put anyone, both departments are too important to me to put in any type of position. So if I feel like things are not working, that's something we will review right away. It should go said that, the county has done an amazing job as well with Mark Brochu has done, I've worked with since I've been young, and he's done an amazing job with the 8 beautiful destination parks that we have in our county. We're very fortunate. I don't know if I'm the best in the state because people get unsung praises in this town as far as recreation, and City of Marysville, City of St. Clair, and many different areas of the county have really good recreation divisions. They just, if we can help in any way, we're happy to do that. And super excited, nobody does all this without help. And our division heads in Port Huron are very, very talented people. So that's got to go on the record. I'm very excited to be able to help if I can. And I'm very excited for the opportunity, but obviously rest assured, because I've had little old ladies call and say, where are you going? I will not let the city of Port Huron falter, with this agreement. So I appreciate the opportunity, though. I really do.
I'm sure you'll do a great job.
Well, let's not get too excited. I like that, a lot of pressure. But we're gonna do the best I can. That's what I can always promise you.
I know that.
If it was a Bronco, I don't think it would really happen. But because I am a Chippewa, I believe it should be.
You didn't disappoint me, Nancy.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I do appreciate, the council's support on this as well. So.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Well, if there's no other comments, we will take the vote.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes,
He's thinking.
yes,
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
No.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes. We'll move on to item 7.
Authorizing to purchase, acquire, and construct capital improvements and to publish notice of intent, to issue municipal securities.
Is there a motion?
So
So
moved.
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by, I believe, Councilmember Ruiz. Can you just kind of give us the timeline on all of this?
Yeah, we'll probably do this in June or July, the issuance. We're clawing back projects that we've done over the last 18 months as well. That's why we put it on the last agenda to make sure we capture those projects. And we are very high. So we estimate very high on new construction, just so in case we have to come back. So this, looking forward for the next couple of years, what needs to be done. And this is just essentially a notice of intent saying we're looking at financing these over the useful life of these assets. And then we'll have with additional refinancing, it could be closer to the entire package of 26 million. A lot of that will be refinancing for about $2 million in savings.
But it will be coming back to us in a couple months then.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Any questions from anyone on this? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford,
yes.
Councilmember Lamb,
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak,
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton,
Yes.
Councilmember Ruiz,
Yes.
Mayor Rep.
Yes, that concludes our agenda. Just for information purposes, we've been doing our Zoom meetings. They've gone very well. The law provides for us to do this through the end of March as it stands right now. So we will definitely do the next meeting in 2 weeks this way. But probably in April, we will start to meet back in person. And unless something changes, and of course, we'll go back to sitting 6 feet apart and wearing masks, but that's the way it looks at the moment, unless something changes. So I just wanted to make you all aware of that, because right now, there's no extension past the end of March. So we will go with that. Is there anything to come before the council from anyone?
Just a reminder that it's my birthday tomorrow, so if you all want to send me a card, that'd be nice. Maybe a little text or a card, that'd be nice. I'm gonna be 36, so I'm feeling a little down on myself.
Wow, you are getting old. You were just a baby when you started with us.
A little puppy, I didn't.
Yes. Is there anything else from anyone? Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Ashford. The meeting is adjourned.
Mayor
Thank
Rep,
you. Yes,
please say hello to Laney.
I will